You should rip the Reaper early tonight. I love what that sentence says. I have no idea what it means. Filled itself back up. Yeah, it's weird how that happens, huh? I did accomplish that. So, big ProTube fan for sure. Super easy for people to get started tying tubes. All their shit works with all their shit, which is great. Meaning like all the head, like all the cones and the different weights and stuff like that all work. Oh, Rip the Ripper, the vape pen, dude. No. I don't smoke weed until I'm vertical. Nope, sorry, this is horizontal. Basic geometry, killing it. Until I'm like this, and it's almost the next day, I don't do it. I want to get shit done. I don't like it. It just makes me go to bed. Otherwise, I don't sleep that great. Anyways, big fan of the ProTube stuff. Super good for if you're just getting into tying, or you're a pro. That's why they named it that. Other alternatives is this stuff called Fitz tubing. Again, you're not going to read it because it's fucking backwards. It is a new tube needle. Jimmy, proud of you, bud. Perceptive. He's into that, and you can't see that on this bullshit. So he's on it. Different needle, of course, because nothing can work together if it's two different companies. And you connect these two. So I've got a medium and I've got an extra small. And you're like, Eric, why would you use a different tube? Just hold on, and I'll tell you. But right after this. Fantastic. Because all these weights that they sell at the shop, or any shop, cone heads, the brass weights, any of that stuff fits on this extra small tubing. All this stuff, by design, I'm pretty sure, does not fit on the ProTube tubing. The ProTube's just barely too big, and you're trying to shove it on there and it doesn't work. So like, there's different colors of weights and stuff like that I like to use sometimes. And so, sick dude, this guy's like, yeah, or Cam's like, I've got my red one and my metal straw this time. Fucking metal, dude, love it. This guy's killing it right here. So you can use all these weights. So it's just it's a kind of a thing of variety. Don't get stuck doing one thing. Again, ProTube's great, but this stuff's good too. Who says you can't do both? Like, why do you have to just do one thing? Let's not do that. 7:06. Solid for 6 minutes. Okay, let's talk about let's do a little tiny technique here, and then we'll go back to all the bullshit. Okay, is that good? Fantastic. So get a little oil off your nose, put it on the tube. If you tie it on kind of tight sometimes, it's really hard to get off. So just doing a little of that and a little of that goes a long way. Let's be efficient. So let's get the thick stuff, the medium, if you will, tubing. And I don't know, again, you guys know I can't, lengths are bad. However long that is. I don't know. What is that? Somebody weigh in. 1.25 inches? I don't even know what that looks like. I don't know. I don't know. That much. Put that much on this. So, there. You're a professional fly tyer. Congratulations. You've done it. You've put the tube on. I don't know what it is, guys, but there's a lot of breaks going to be happening this time. I just, the camera thing in the back of my head is just like, it's just hot. I had high hopes for that. I was like, oh, this is great. Like, people that want to see the bullshit can see the bullshit, and people that want to learn how to tie a fly. And then I remembered that I'm not that great at tying flies, and there are so many YouTube videos on tying flies that no one needs to see my bullshit. No one needs to see my bullshit. First time viewers are so lost right now. Yeah, they're just like, this fucking guy. Somebody get their big brother because he's drunk in a basement and having the fucking time of his life. We've got half a tube on, 8 minutes in. Almost took another break. Let's get a little headway. Let's do it. So extra small. You can use your good scissors. I use a shitty pair. Oh, Mr. Fancy, he's got 2 pairs of scissors. Guess what? I got 3 pairs of scissors. Yeah. Again, I don't know, a little bit shorter. Can you see that? Can you see that clear tubing on this shitty background? That's 5 feet away from the camera. Good, good. That's how much you want. That's what you want on there. And then you just, there you go. You're done. That's it. Looks good. This is optional. I don't beat the shit out of my flies. This guy says first time watching you and I'm already loving it. Fucking A. McDonald's and I, we got the same slang, same slogan. I'll get the word in there. I'll figure it out. I don't think anyone gives a shit about the flies. I don't think anyone gives a shit about anything, especially the last fucking 16 months. God, I just almost went on a huge side rant. I don't want to do it. Let's stay focused, people. I don't beat the shit out of my flies. People that are new to spay casting beat the shit out of my flies. Whatever. Nothing against them. Actually, I'm fucking joking. Fuck them, because I tell them not to, and I show them how to not do it, and they still do it. So they hate me, they don't listen, they're stupid, all the above, or they're new. Which I'm going to give some people the benefit of the doubt, because I see them, they're just like nodding, like, yeah. And then they just do the same thing. I'm like, hey, you're blowing your anchor. Let's not give you a bunch of jargon off the internet and all these professional books. Just do this. Are you ready? Here's the pro tip. It takes some practice. Say the river's going this way, and you're going to sweep this way. This is what you do. Ready? Watch closely. Ready? Did you see it? Did you write that down? Oh, here it is again. Ready? Watch. Here we go. Oh shit. Oh shit. Groundbreaking stuff, Eric. I know, but just look. Use these things. Even if you're a pirate, you got a pack. You can still get back there. Just look. So when I say don't snap it down and smash the shit out of the fly, they still do it. I don't know. People are trying. I'm an asshole. Anyways, this is optional. This is to make your flies last longer. So instead of just shoving it in there, I don't use Zap-A-Gap a lot. Any super glue, just put the tiniest little bit. Okay, so this is why I hate Zap-A-Gap. It has glued itself shut. Here's a pro tip. Get your bodkin, your shitty one if you've got one. Just have 2 of everything. That sounds like I'm made of money, but these are like $3. Okay, so just have 2 of everything so you can garbage one and keep one nice. If you're using the same thing all the time, it sucks. So you'll see this has a bunch of shit all over it because I'm constantly covering it in Zap-A-Gap. But that's not that bad. Usually it's like flames. So just get it hot. Okay? Just get that fucker hot, not on fire. And then, don't breathe that in. And then get your Zap-A-Gap and just go from the top. And it's just gonna right through that stuff that is clogging it. I used to like cut the top, but then you like cut, and then you're fucked. You're done, right? You got nothing left. So that just like burns through the clog. Boom, that's it. Just a little tiny itty bitty drop of super glue. Fuck tying the fly. Keep talking shop. Okay. Sam Elliott ain't got shit on your stash. Oh, those are I think I just heard him kick down the front door. He's coming in hot. He's got a good one. I mean, and he's the Coors spokesman. Did he subliminally get into my head as a youngster? Maybe, because I do like Coors. Just use a stick. Just use a stick. That's from Deb. I know he didn't say just use a fucking stick. So I have a welded shut super glue container, and I'm gonna get what, a stick that's wood, that's not hot. That's what, the perfect diameter of a bodkin. That's not steel. That's not stiff. That can't heat up. And I'm going to push it through fucking super glue. Why the fuck would I do that? Where am I getting the stick from? Am I outside? Am I building a fire here? Those random sticks just laying around their tying desk. Like you, Deb, but hard pass on that tip. Just trust me, I'm not going to do that. I mean, not to be an asshole, but I've got a couple of years on this whole steelhead and fly tying thing on you, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on that advice, and I'm just going to stick with what works and what's really quick. But I appreciate it. Anybody weighing in, love it. I learn a lot of stuff from people who have been doing this for 20 years longer than me, and people, it's their first day. Love it. Ramsey, what's up, dude? I see you there, bud. Okay, tap the bottom of the table. It helps it from clogging. Okay, see? Boom. There we go. I'll do that. I just got reverse pro tipped. Yeah. Jimmy, don't make me block you. Don't do the yeah. So I'll do it. So you got a little bit of super glue in there, right? You want to pull the tubes back so you got some room, and then just kind of get it in there and whatever. The super glue is going to shoot out the front a little bit. Just grab it, rub it in your hands, or wipe it on not your face, I mean itch or your pants or whatever. And then kind of shove this back. So you can see there's a little bit more work with the Fitz tubing, but use it. I like it. I will say that it's a softer plastic, so it melts a lot better. That's just me though. I mean, whatever. If you like Pro Tube, use that. If you don't like tying tubes, I mean, don't do it. I don't care. I don't, whatever. I'm just sitting in a basement, okay? Nothing fucking matters. I drink my wine, I tie the flies, I take people fishing. I'm not like, oh, you gotta do it this way. Same thing when people come in with recipes for flies. They're like, I've got to have this material. It's like, oh, well, like, we don't carry it or we're out of stock. I can order it for you. They're like, no, I need it. And it's like something like, it'll be like schlopping. And I'm like, man, like, Chinese strung hackle's really similar. It's not as webby and long, but like the bottom half, you can get away with it. They're like, no. They like won't tie the fly because like the exact feather isn't available. That is a stupid fucking move. You gotta learn to adapt and use shit, and some of the best flies that, you know, I tie that aren't they're the best flies that I tie, but they're not the best flies. They're just the best I can do, have come from not having the right material. Shut up and, it says shit up and tie the shit, but tie is with a capital T, and then he said shit up. I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's a lot of misspelled verbs. I would say, you know, read a book. You know, put your vice down and read a goddamn book. You illiterate son of a bitch. Okay, just kidding. Not really though. You really gotta pay attention. Can you take me and my wife and tell us stories all day and catch a few fish? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's basically what I do already. Sometimes the wives come by. Sometimes the wives don't. Sometimes it's the wife that hires me and the husband doesn't fish. I mean, it's 2021, man. It's all out there. But, yeah, shoot me a DM. Let's go fish. I mean, from now until whatever. I love every month out here. There's always something to fish for. Okay. Apologies. Are you drinking our Daily Red tonight? I am. Thanks for the recommendation. My man! Hey, bud. Here we go, right? Great minds. Uh-oh, I hear somebody coming down. Is it Skinny Bones? Is it the dogs? Sounds like Skinny Bones. There she is. What are you doing?
Grabbing the laundry.
Oh, okay. You're not going to start the dryer, are you?
No.
That would be bad. All right. I can't ever find our Daily Red. Really? Yeah. Go to Fred Meyer's. They usually have it. It's $8.99. They usually have it. If you have a market of choice that's like the fancy Fred Meyer's, they have it, but they charge $11.99. Like, fuckers. Like, West Lynn. Just, they're like, you guys got the money. It's like, no, I came from Oregon City, man, but they were out. Ramsey says, not gonna lie, that's been something I've taken to heart from you. Some of my best flies have come from not having, recipe materials. All right, sorry guys, let's get it going. We're 18 minutes in. So we've got our tube on. Congratulations. if you want to add a weight, now's the time to do it. I like them. Deb says I have a nice selection of sticks for you. Quality sticks. Fuck yeah, man. Awesome. Appreciate it. Oh, shit. What up, Nate? I like the Portugal wine at Costco, $4.59. Good to know. I don't have a Costco card. Somebody just said I'm banned from market of choice. We're getting out of hand, guys. People are getting banned from market of choice. People are going to Costco. Deb's got a pile of sticks for me, quality ones, you know, whatever. Everybody's talking wine right now. I love it. Oh, fucking Larimer. What's going on, bud? So, you can get the weight. You can put it on. Ta-da. You did it. You got the weight. I'm not going to add a weight because this fly specifically is going to be for a client, not a certain client. It's just I'm building up. Skinny Bones is staring at me. I didn't really do that. She already walked away. I wanted to do this to my girlfriend. Fucking asshole. Look, I'm just tying client flies. The reason I don't put a weight in is because they will hang it up on a rock first cast. Doesn't mean if it's in 15 feet of water, they just keep hanging it up. Real quick, pause, okay? Sorry, distracted. So this fly specifically, and flies I'm going to tie this week, are for clients because they hang them on rocks. I don't give Skinny Bones some airtime. Maybe next week. Do you have any openings in the next couple weeks? I want your political views. I mean, you can figure them out real quick. I am not an asshole. I think that pretty much says it. If you want a trip, just DM me. There's a couple days in March, but it's pretty packed. And my girlfriend is a good cook. Thank you, Dawn. So I'm just going some orange Vivus 6-odd, no big deal. So a key here is to kind of go where the connections meet inside that, and just give it like a couple good wraps. It kind of squeezes that tube together and keeps it locked in. I'm not gonna wait it. Again, I like my flies to last. It only takes 2 seconds. Cam says I'm gonna hook these on rocks all day Monday. I know, Cam. And the river looks fucking awesome. So I'm really looking forward to getting out Monday with you, man. We're going to chase big time. Went out yesterday. My buddy Colin hooked one. Ran down to him. Right when I got close, fly pops off. I didn't even mean to do it dramatically. I just fell to the floor face down in the fucking sand, in the fucking rocks, in the mud. And I look up and he's just in the water, same thing, just sprawled out. It was a hard moment for us. We did hook one. It was nice to see him, but I just like to hold him. I just want to hold him for a second. All right, let's get it going. Otherwise, we're gonna run out of time. Okay. All right, so this is usually I put like a little dubbing ball here or something. All right, I'll grab it. It's right there. It is a Solar Synthetics. Not that it matters. It's just like they make pretty cool dubbing. It's red. We call it Octopusy red, but whatever, it's red. So we're just gonna get some of that. I don't know. That's probably too much. I should probably put some of this back in the package, but I'm lazy, so I just throw it away. So just kind of spinning around. Too much still. You've heard my little rant about dubbing wax. It's great if you use it and you like it, but you could just do that and just do that, right? That's the same shit. Wrap it. Here's a little, I guess, pro tip if we're gonna get a little bit into the. If you can learn one thing while you're watching this bullshit, is when you're doing your dubbing loops. So say this is the dubbing loop and I'm wrapping it, like this is the front of the fly and I'm wrapping it. As you get to like kind of close, go in front and pull a couple, because that holds that dubbing ball tight. If it's just on top like this, if it's in the water, just that thread with dubbing, it loosens. And have you ever had, like, you look at your fly and all of a sudden your dubbing ball's like halfway down your tube or whatever? That's the reason for it. So when I get about a third of it left, I kind of pull tight and put like 3 or 4 wraps in front of it. Then I pull it back and I go right there. It just, does it matter? No. Does any of this matter? Does $30,000 in feathers in a basement matter? Does $9 wine matter? No, none of it matters. It just like makes me feel better about the fly. Ow, that hit me right in the fucking teeth. I gotta get like a little rubber stopper. That's dangerous. All right, I'll just, you take another swig. How about that? God, that's good. I mean, that is good. All right, what are we doing? So, Marabou tubes. You've probably seen my lava lamp. That is going to go in air quotes. Because that's a client named that. It was great. He saw it moving in a swim tank. He's like, that looks like a lava lamp. I was like, great name. That's a reverse Marabou tube, which is great for high water. It's fucking giant. Cast's all right. Not a lot of materials in there, but the normal Marabou tubes, I don't put the EP brush in there. I do use, they call it intruder flank. It's just dyed turkey flank. Like, whatever. Everybody's got to, they're going to name it something cool, But it's just dyed turkey flank. But it is pretty webby and pretty wide. So look for like a good one, right? And I'm just kidding when I say that, because I hear everybody say it, like, look for a good one. If you look for a good one, you're only going to have like 3 feathers in your whole pack. So just pick the first one you touch. I didn't right there because I'm an asshole. But here, look, this is a good one. Get out of here. Let's just randomly, I'm going to look in there. I don't know, get it out there. Whatever that one is. Okay. Yeah, that's a shitty one. So, but who cares? Like, make it work, right? So I'm going to, because the more you get used to using not perfect feathers and how to strip them down and how to tie them in, A, you're going to become a better fly tyer, and B, your shit's going to last longer. You're not going to be like, oh, my Marabou sucks. It's like, well, if like the very, very top is okay and the rest of the feather sucks, well, just strip the rest of that away, do one wrap, tie it off, clip it, grab another one, just the tip's good, tie it in, there you go, you got 2 turns, 2 feathers, save your shit. Use a paper straw? No, we're not going to do that. You're going to get outlawed for that. So, same shit, grab your intruder prop. I'm not going to do a bunch of turns. I just want to, right when it starts to get long, again, no one's watching us. Just put it in there and tie it in. And the people that are like, exactly 3 turns. You don't need any more than 3 turns or 2 turns or 4 turns. Who fucking cares? I mean, who cares? Maybe 3 turns. I don't know. I'm not going to just, sometimes heavier stuff like bunny takes more turns. Just, I don't know. I'm already regretting doing this. I already want to tie like bass bugs or something. So here we go. Get that thread just out of the way. So when I wrapped it forward there, I'm not going to keep those wraps. I just got it out of the way. So here's something that maybe you do or maybe you don't do to keep pressure on that stem. I shorten it up. I go around once. Get that bullshit out of the way. Come on. And then I kind of apply pressure. And then I can just kind of let go of that guy. And go around a couple times. And then I just pull just to tighten it up. And that pretty much does it. I don't like that little thread holder that comes out over here. Okay. Chris Anderson, he cares? Okay, well, and somebody else. Yeah, bass bugs next week. If you saw the story where it was like that Swimmin' Jimmy, which is a really cool bass bug pattern. It's just different. It's spun deer hair on the side. You got to light a hook and bend it to a 30-degree, like little bend there. It's sweet. It's got great action. I tied one on the Game Changer platform, so it's got like a little extra wiggle and a little mop tail in the back. So that'll be cool to do next week. Just something different. And I have the Willamette River right in my backyard, so I'd like to do some bass fishing this summer and stop banging my head against the wall trying to catch a bunch of winter steelhead with people that can't fish. Nothing against them, but my God, just let's work together. That's Let's be a team here. We've got the intruder prop, AK, turkey flank. Let's go back in here. All right. What goes next? I already forgot. What do I got over here? There's 2 ways to do it. I'll get into that later. As more and more people are starting to tie flies, you're buying all our shit, right? So just stop tying flies. Just buy them from the shop because A, Jack likes that, and B, I get all the good materials. So stop tying flies and just buy them. No one's going to do that. What I mean by that is this is old ostrich, meaning I bought it a while ago, and it's really long and gorgeous and sweet. It seems some of the new ostrich it's too short. So if I tie my fly, I put my intruder prop, I put Marabou and Guinea, and then I end with the ostrich, it's the same length as my Marabou, and it drives me crazy. I really like that teardrop. You know, you got the Marabou here, and then you got like the ostrich back here. Again, the fish don't fucking care, but I like it. So what I've been doing now is as soon as I tie that first intruder prop in there just to give it some flair, I have been tying in my ostrich just to give it that extra, whatever, ½ inch or whatever that is. And I really like it long. This is just me, personally. I do like, I don't know, that many wraps. And then I cut, and I like a lot of ostrich. People are like, oh, 3 to 4 wraps. It's like, I'll put 5 or 6, however much I cut off. I mean, I want it to be significant. I don't want it to, come back. I don't want it to just be like 3 wispy little pieces of nothing, just like, I want there to be some bulk there. Okay. Too much actual work being done. Drink, drink, drink. I mean, twist my arm. I mean, don't worry, it's going to happen. I'll get there. Oh, that's real fucked up. That's a loosey-goosey. Let's put another couple of wraps in there. I mean, it's good. I mean, you don't have to tell me to do it. I'm going to do it a bunch, and I just did it. What else could you use instead of the turkey stuff? Okay, here we go. Ooh, Cam coming in quick with the answer. Yeah, you could use Guinea. It's stiff. Schlappin's actually really good, especially the bottom half. It's really webby and pretty long. What else could you use? That's kind of all I got. I'm sure there's a bunch more materials, but I probably would use Schlappen, and the biggest feather out of the pack. Look through it, find the one that's real wide. That should work about the same. If it's not tied in reverse, it's not going to hold its shape crazy big. It's just kind of a length thing. I recently discovered using raccoon as a prop. Pretty badass if you ask me, large profile. Yeah, raccoon's great, especially fin raccoon. So maybe that's what you're talking about. I'm just thinking of Arctic fox, actually. So Arctic fox is great, but it's got a bunch of that like guard hair down there, like the fuzzy stuff that's not long. Temple fox or temple dog, what it used to be, or fin raccoon is that wispy stuff. It makes a good wing. Rabbit, Larimer says, no, actually. No, that's not going to work. I'm sorry, Larimer. Just side chop there. I love rabbit, but the purpose of the turkey flank is it's really stiff, it's webby, and it's long. Rabbit is short, really soft, and undulates. So it's not going to prop shit up. I love it, but it's not what I'm looking for here. An EP brush, 1.5 inches, or even the 2 or 3, and cut it down. Or if it's a circle, you can taper it so the top is longer, kind of like an Atlantic salmon wing or something. But you're overthinking it. Just throw some schlappen in there, you're good. I have the schlappen, so that part, you're good. You're good. You're rocking and rolling. Again, what I like to do is cut these real short. And before I move on, because I like my flies to last, is now here comes the pro sport fisher moment of the day. It's just like, Jesus Christ, I use this stuff all the time. Well, you can get your shitty bodkin, but if you do, it's already got a bunch on there. That's why you got to burn it off. And, you know, I always watch Kelly Gallup's tying videos and stuff because he's got the jam. And he's always talking about don't lick the Marabou and stuff. It's poisonous. And I'm always like, oh, don't breathe this in. And then I'm always just like, look, people, I haven't taken care of myself, okay? If I breathe in some burnt Zapagap, it's not like, oh, God, he's going to die next week. I'm probably going to die next week anyways, even if I didn't breathe in the Zapagap, okay? But it is hot, so be careful. What you want to do, just get the, you know, the shit, the Pro Sport Fisher stuff. Put just a little bit on there, and then just kind of paint it on there. Just Bob Ross it. Just make a little cloud on this side. Make a pretty little cloud on that side. I don't want to have any bulk because when you hit the UV cure, it's solid. So if you have a mound of it, it makes a mound. That's how you make a mound. And I just want it to be glued in there. Okay. Fair Flies craft fur is decent. I use the under for a probe. I'm sure he meant prop. Yeah, I mean craft fur, if you cut it short, again, not super stiff, but if you hollow tie it, so you tie it in backwards and then fold it and then tie it, yeah, that could work too. There's lots of stuff, right? Only for you, Don. Bob Ross is a verb. Just Bob Ross it. Just paint a little, just paint it, right? Okay. We're doing pretty good on time. Oh fuck. Well, it doesn't really matter. So, when they're unweighted, whatever, I'm going to freestyle it. When they're unweighted, I do like a little wing. This is actually Arctic Fox, because it's just the color that I have. And it's actually pretty cool. It got sun bleached, so like the orange is at the base, and it's kind of got like a sunburst yellow at the top. Doesn't matter. It's not like the fish are hipsters, and they're like, oh, that fucking dye job is sick. But have you seen that dye job on vinyl? I'm sorry. I just cut a little bit of that out. It's got a bunch of, what I'm doing over here in the background is there's a bunch of fucking guard hair. Just all this bottom bullshit stuff. So I'm pulling that out. I just like the color. What this does is when you tie it in, if it's tied in like that, it doesn't want to spin. Sometimes you get that fly to spin. It's not good. Don't get him started, Tom. Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, use the underfur only for a prop. Doesn't soak any water either. The underfur does soak water because it's not a synthetic. But I understand what you're saying. You ever just throw a large cone in there as a prop? Yeah, I mean, if I'm fishing, sometimes, not really. I like to fish heavier sink tips and lighter flies because they're easier to cast and more fun. Also, like I've said before, clients can't fucking get them to the inside. If it has like any weight nowadays, it's just like just. There's one run on my local river that they live there, and no one has fished it well. No one has even fished it this whole season. It's just they're just hooking rock after rock after rock, and I'm just like, fuck! I know they're in there, and it's heartbreaking to watch. So I get my buddy Colin in there yesterday. Guess what? He gets one. Ta-da! You did it. Chocolate's body tubing as a prop. Yeah, I mean that could work. It's plastic, so it's going to add some flotation. But if you want a unweighted fly, not bad. Yeah, kind of get in there and reverse it and do all that. Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea, Jimmy. That's sweet. So I've got whatever this, and I'm just going to square off the ends just so it's got a good tying point. Put it in the middle. You got your ostrich out the sides anyway, so just get it there and get that trimming going. Just so your head's not giant. It's gonna be pretty big anyways. Dogs are going nuts upstairs, I can hear them. Fucking WrestleMania. Okay. So we do have the wing, that's nice. And it looks good too, I like it. Kind of matches that ostrich. Alright. Man, 3/4 of this bottle, it's gone. Okay. Terrific. Love it. Actually, I don't. What are we doing here? I mean, I just don't fucking care. Okay. Sometimes I do red, sometimes I do orange. We're gonna do red today. Again, what I was talking about, just I'll put my money where my mouth is. I did look at that real quick, so let's just spin it because you guys will be, oh, you cheated. And let's just grab whatever. Give me a feather in there. That's definitely a feather. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Well, fuck me. I got lucky. Sorry. I can't do the, oh, you got a shitty feather. Look at that thing. That's like the best one in there. I didn't even know that one was in there. That's just fucking, I did some Obi-Wan fucking Jedi shit right there. Okay, this is the feather we're using then. Great. Alright. You need some whiskey to handle this shit. I mean, I've done the whiskey nights before. It ends up pretty much the same. There's some yelling. There's a little bit of tying. A little more yelling. That's it. That's what we do. Colby, favorite breakfast cereal? Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruit Loops, Pops. Tough question. Stoner years of my 20s, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so good. Fruit Loops, not so much. Pops, that was a big one as a kid. Honestly, Raisin Bran. Which is weird because I fucking hate raisins, but like if you put sugar on it, I'm into it. So, side story. For a couple of years while I worked in Alaska, this is a longer story, so I'm not going to give you all the details, but Jeff and I got real weird and just tried to get shredded, so we just worked our asses off and ate very minimal. So I ate Raisin Bran, that's it basically. For breakfast, maybe like a veggie wrap out on the river, and then we would usually skip dinner. And fuck man, you shed weight like crazy. You're bored in Alaska, so you just do shit. And so that, for some reason, that ingrained in me like, oh, I really like Raisin Bran. So that's my favorite cereal right now. Yeah, dude, Raisin Bran is crack. Yeah. Something odd that I heard the other day that I don't know if it's true is like Captain Crunch cereal is that Magellan, the explorer, his last name was Crunch. It was Captain Magellan Crunch. And so that's where Captain Crunch came from. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. I might have just seen a TikTok or something. Okay, so we got the red Marabou on there. Everybody knows how to palmer stuff, right? You tie it in by the tip, unless you're Kelly Gallup. You tie it in by the stem. I don't know what the difference is. For steelhead flies, I like tying in with the tip because it starts small, so you just got a little bit of shoulder, and then as you wrap it, it gets bigger, bigger, bigger. You get the longer fibers. It just seems to make sense. But to each their own. I'm not saying anybody's wrong. It's just that's what I do. So get that guy. And they might be caught a little bit if you're not doing a great job like myself. That, maybe a brush, just to break it free. That's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. Somebody's going to lose this first cast into a rock anyway, so fuck it. Couple wraps. Cut the stem off. She's looking pretty good, honestly. I've impressed myself. Just kidding, that never happens. But it looks okay, right? I mean, it looks all right. Okay. Sage says, I just tuned back in and you're talking veggie wraps and Raisin Bran. Solid. I mean, welcome to my life, okay? This is what I do. I drink organic wine, I take people fishing, I eat veggie wraps, I eat Raisin Bran, and I scream at an iPhone on Fridays. Logan says, had Nature Spirit got their shit together? Oh, has. No. No, they haven't. And feel free to send them an email because they haven't. I don't know if it's, you got COVID, so you got maybe not as many birds being taken care of. It's kind of like the whole issue when girls started putting the grizzly saddles, hackles in their hair, just like tying them in, putting them back here, putting them up here, putting them over there, putting them down there. That's fine. Express yourself, but you drove the price up fucking insane. So maybe that's what's happening now. And to listen to fish shows, yeah. It could be worse. Thanks for being here. I mean, I'm here either way. Okay, got some Hairline X Select Marabou. Good stuff. Good to know. Jack says, Nature Spirit is a great company and Thomas is an awesome dude, but they are struggling to get shit like everyone else. Well, there we go. See, I shit all over him and like, oh, send him an email. But, I mean, everybody's struggling, right? I mean, shit is fucked up. It's going to be fucked up for a while. People are like, oh, we're right around the corner. No, it's going to be all fucked up till like 2022. But like, just lean in, do your part, go fishing, okay? Jay Nicholas canceled them. Well, I mean, somebody told me an article about Jay Nicholas that he wrote this last month, and not impressed. $10 in Canada? Good God. All right. I can't believe this is turning out this great because it's a lot of wine. A lot of wine that went in that glass. Okay. You could probably fish it like that. Let's add some flash. Where are you at? Oh, fuck. God damn it. So, I used to tie the guinea in front of the final Marabou, but I actually like it in between the two colors of Marabou because it just kind of peeks out. It's just it looks just buggy. When it's up at the front, it's like, guinea, we're here, and it's so stiff that it pushes stuff down. Again, does it matter? Probably not. But I blew it, so that's not going in. I'm not tying it in the front. So we're going to go with some copper flash. Do love copper. And however many strands you pull out initially, that's the correct number. Just remember that. Unless it's the whole pack. The whole pack's too many. I got like, I don't know, between 5 and 10. I like flash. I like a lot of flash. That's just me. You ever fish a run and then somebody comes behind you with a blue fox or something like that, just a big spinner. It's like a fucking giant blade just flashing and vibrating, and they get one. It's like, huh. People are like, oh, don't put too much flashing, you'll spook them. It's like, oh no. You want to piss them off. You want to piss these fish the fuck off. Put that flash in there. I mean, what about a prom dress? The Scott Howe pattern. It's just all flash, and it gets them. People are like, oh, what about low water? Low water. I'm not fishing then. That's what's up with low water. Prom dress life. There we go. What happened to the 7 exact number of rainbow flash? Yeah, never done that. I just got some Godwall. Have you ever used it as a finish? I have. It's a sweet feather. You can use it for a bunch of stuff. A lot of guys use it for summer patterns. This is a thing. People just like get a bunch of feathers and just throw them on shit. Put them on hooks. Stop reading the internet. Stop listening to me. Just do your own shit. And if it looks good, keep doing that. That's how you get new stuff. If you keep doing what I'm doing or you keep doing what somebody else is doing, you're just going to end up with the same shit. And then when you go out on the river, everybody's throwing the same shit, and the fish is like, yeah, I've seen that same shit for the 6 weeks I've been in the river. So, yeah, I mean, there's a guy that came in last month. He's like, oh, you guys have all of Marabou? I'm like, yeah, here it is, man. I'm like, here you go. And, no, I'm not done yet, Jeremiah. Thank you. Thank you for the inspiration. I appreciate that. And I was like, yeah, it's right here. I was like, you going trout fishing or something? He's like, no, no steelhead fishing. I was like, oh, cool. Like throwing olive, that's great. That's different. And he's like, yeah, I got one last week. I was like, no shit. I was like, on olive? He's like, yeah. I was like, is it a tube fly or intruder? He's like, no, it's just like a size 10 hook. I was like, how long have you been steelhead fishing? He's like, oh, like 8 months. And I was like, were you throwing a sink dip? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, it was on a hook? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, so what was the marabou? He's like, oh, I just wrapped it like 3 or 4 times. I was like, did it have a weight? He's like, no. I was like, did it have flash? He's like, no. I was like, so you just wrap olive marabou on a hook? He's like, yeah. And I was like, and you got one? He's like, yeah. I was like, holy shit. I mean, look at all the bullshit I'm doing right now. And this motherfucker put olive marabou on a fucking size 10 streamer hook, which is like this big, and got a winter steelhead. So, yeah, don't do what I do. Don't tie this. Just do your own shit. But yeah, just don't rely on all the patterns of the past to show you what to do. You can tie your own shit. They eat a bunch of stuff. Yeah, just do whatever you want to do. Quit doing what everybody else is doing. That's how, you like hear these stories of people that's like, oh, he broke through and he went against the grain and he did his own thing. It's like, yeah, like he just looked inside and he or she was like, oh, I'm a weirdo. And it's like, no, you're not. You just aren't doing the same bullshit that everybody else is doing. So it's not always going to work out. But, okay, I was about to get real deep right now and I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. But real quick, life is short. If you're like, yeah, this is awesome, do that. Just do it. Just, if you're not being a jerk to somebody and you're not hurting anybody, do it. Just do it. Like, whatever. Just do it. Okay. Gotta bounce. Thank you. Appreciate that. He's out of here. And people are saying hello. And people are saying do it. So, great. We're all on the same page. We're all doing it. Okay. We got this. So, oh shit. 8 minutes. I know it goes on for longer, but let's just try to. So, if you are a fan of Steelhead, you love the Grizzly Hackle, just buy it. It's expensive. I'm sorry. It's expensive, but just buy it because it makes all your flies look so much better to you. The fish don't care. They'll eat leaves and all sorts of shit. I am down to very little, so I'm just going to be like whittling down here looking for one. I will give you a little pro tip. It's not great, but so it's a two-parter. First part is Jason Osborne, who worked at the shop for years, showed me this. So, and I've talked about this on Friday Night Flies. Like, you always wonder like how they get they just get that perfect arc. Well, if I'm on this side, put the stem over the tube when you tie it in. Don't put it on the same side you tied it on. Okay? Look at that. Look at that fucker. That is just like up top. Now, they don't sell. Get out of here. They don't sell a lot of the full capes. And the downside to that is, well, let's see where you're at. Oh, that's too long. That one? Whatever. We're going to do this one. The downside to the half capes is all the feathers arc the same way. So like this one is arcing the same way, but I want to put it over here. And if I put it up here, it wants to do this. Guys. Okay, that's the top side. And then you got this bottom side that's a little more muted. The fish don't know. So just turn it upside down, okay? And then tie it in. Yes, it doesn't have the same color on its side, but do you really think that a steelhead swims up and is like, oh, it's matte on one side and shiny on the other? No, it just looks right. So you want that curvature. Or don't, or buy a whole cape and do whatever the fuck you're doing. I just don't give a shit. For me, it works. All right, what's going on? Fuck, you just blew my mind. I mean, this is what I'm here for. Not to blow minds, just to help. Okay, I found it's a little cheaper to buy the material at Sportsman's Warehouse. What's the difference? I mean, are you trying to have me jump through the fucking phone right now, bro? Like, you want me to come through this phone right now? Are you Colby? Is this a troll account? Who is this? I'm about to flip this motherfucking table upside down right now. All right, no, let's not hate. Let's educate. So, let's be nice. So, I was there once. I shopped at Sportsman's in Big Five. So, long story short, Sportsman's is a big chain, and that's fine. It's okay to be successful and have chains and all that stuff. Like, I eat Taco Bell, not all the time, but I do love a cheesy gordita crunch. We'll get into that more later. It's like 3 times a year. But when you come to something specific like fly fishing, fly tying, fly shops are going to have better materials. They source them better. The people that work at the shops are kind of intimate in that knowledge. They either guide or they've been guides. They really care about the product. I can't think of anything that I can relate it to right now. But basically, Sportsman's is fine if you're looking for like propane or like deals on like cast iron pans and stuff like that. But basically, it's a Walmart disguised as like a cool fishing outdoors shop. Marty Howard melted my brain last week with the hair dryer technique. I didn't see that, but you know, whatever. He's coming at you with the Sportsman Warehouse. I know. Larimer said craft store or no. Now the craft stores are cool. They have a bunch of cool materials that you can go in there and buy. And people are like, oh, I found guinea in there for $1. Yeah, it's shit. It's shit guinea. Sometimes they have craft fur. It's not that extra select, which it's really fine. I guess long story short, you get what you pay for. So you come into the shop. If, you know, when I'm at the shop, I'm fairly nice. I'm trying to help you out. So you get some knowledge. You get products that are good materials. If you can get it at cheaper at Sportsman's, fine. I don't give a shit. I don't own the shop. Sorry, Jeff, but I don't care. And if buying stuff cheaper is your goal, then you're missing the whole point of probably fishing in general. And that's fine. I mean, it takes a lot of years. Like, I was a horrible fisherman. I didn't have a clue about shit. I was buying stuff super cheap. I went through all that. And maybe you can stay in that realm. That's fine. That's okay. Right? It's a free world. Do whatever makes you happy. We talked about that. But if you want to get better quality stuff, go to a specific store. That's all I'll say. Right? Yeah, go to fly shops. But, you know, you don't have to. I will say that out of the Cabela's and Big Five and Sportsman's that I've gone to over the years, like here and there looking for random stuff I couldn't find in other shops, nobody knew my name. You know, nobody knew my background. Nobody knew anything about me. I was just a customer. And a lot of the guys that come into the shop, you know, one of the best things we ever did was just carry a refrigerator full of beer. We can't charge for it because we don't have a liquor license. So we get tons of people coming in, just grabbing a beer on their day off, shooting the shit. Oh, hey, you know, Larry, hey, Colby, you know, hey, Dan, hey, Josh, hey, Bill, hey, whatever. You know, Colin, Doug and Connor, whoever comes in the shop, you know a lot of people by the name just because you see them every time. So you're invested. You want to make them a better angler. If that's not important to you and you're just looking for cheap time materials, then yeah, go Sportsman's. And that's not being sarcastic. That's just realism. Okay. We still don't know who you are, bro. Is it me or that other person? I hope people know who I am. Support fly shops to support the overseas shops to make plastics and dyes. Yeah, whatever. Plus they don't let you have space in the back while time flies. Yeah, that's true too. I do go to Finn and Firefly shop around, but I didn't know the difference. Yeah, that's fine, man. Fishing with Bob Reed, that's totally fine. You're not supposed to be a professional fly fisherman as soon as you fly fish your first time. Like, people think like, oh, you bought a fly rod? Boom. You should know everything about fly fishing, all the ancestry. You should know every detail of the sport. No, There's so much. So that's cool. Yeah, go to Fit and Fire. Those guys are great guys. They'll help you out way more than sportsman's will. Just get to know them. Go in and just be, hey, I'm new to it, or maybe you're not new to it, but you haven't gone into a bunch of fly shops. They're there to help you. So go in there and have a good time. I mean, that's what I like about working at the fly shop is the people that come in. I get bored if I'm there alone. I'm just like, oh, I'll tie a fly, or I'll work on the computer, or I'll do a fly or a fly tying material order or something. But I like when people come in because I get to like talk shop about what they're doing and get caught up on them. So yeah, it's cool, right? Speaking of cool, goddamn, I'm really slacking. Like, there's this much left. That's who have I become? We're almost there. It's 8 o'clock. It's not like I'm gonna not finish this fly, but we're getting pretty close. That's good. So that's nice because that's what's good about mason jars. They look small. It's like, oh, that's just like a little 8-ounce glass. Is it? Is it? It's not. It's a third of a bottle of wine. All right. Something. Plus they don't. Take a break. I mean, taking a break. It's looking pretty good. We got flash in there. I mean, we're basically done. This is the fly. Now, I used to be particular about the heads. Like, oh man, there's so much head there. I don't care anymore. It's like I can make them super tight. I could add guinea. I'm not going to do that. I'll show you what I do. So I take a half hitch just to kind of seal it off. And before, what I did with the UV cure and stuff like that is that I would I'd put the UV cure on there, and then I'd push the tube forward, cut it off, and melt it. Healthy pour, cheers, thank you. I think new folks can often be intimidated by a small shop where a sportsman can give them the security of a nominee. Not that I'm actually... Oh no, yeah, Connor, no, I absolutely agree. I mean, shit, I can walk into a Walmart or whatever and buy some bullshit that I need and I never get talked to, right? There's no interaction whatsoever. So no, I get that. I get that. That's why I'm saying I'm putting it out there that not only Northwest Fly Fishing Outfitters, this is a joint effort. We don't hate on other shops. We're not into that. Royal Treatment, Portland Fly Shop, Welch's Shop, great guys working there. Come in. They're gonna help you. They're gonna be nice to you. I promise. They're gonna be nice to you. Okay. If they're not, then fuck them. Then go to a different shop. But as far as I'm concerned, they're gonna be nice to you. Okay. Jack is yelling, "I need to finish this fly in guinea." It's not gonna happen. So move past it. We're not going to finish the fly in guinea, okay? You can finish the fly in guinea. I'm not going to do it. I won't, and I'm not, and I won't. And I'm not going to do that. So anyways, I threw a half hitch in there. Now what I do is I push that tube off the tubing and I cut it. Then I push it back on. This is next level shit, right? When I grab the fly, I actually tilt the vise up a little bit, and I grab the thread as well, and I melt it. And as soon as it starts melting, I back off. Then I put my hand behind the fly, like you just saw me do, and blow, and that like circulates air. It just cools it off because sometimes it's going to melt too quick, and it will melt your thread, and you're like, cool, I just totally destroyed it. Now, two-parter, actually three-parter. First part, I'm going to go ahead and just... That is good. What is this made out of? It says grapes. Interesting. God damn. California, huh? Okay, I mean, it's good. Blame the cool. Coors for no guinea. I mean, the Coors happened earlier, guys. I mean, don't count beers, you know. And it wasn't 4, it was 6. Why does the blue or pink tubing not melt like the skinny white tubing? Fair enough. It's not Trader Joe's wine. Trader Joe's only carries Trader Joe's shit. They've got some good stuff. Don't get me on the side. It's good. Dawn, it is a red blend. Back to Surf Art. The clear stuff isn't color coded, so whatever it has in there just doesn't melt. So again, the Pro Tube stuff's good, but Surf Art, check this stuff out. Whatever fly shop you go to, it's called Fitz Tubing. It's clear. It comes in a bunch of colors, but fuck it, just get the clear. All you need is the clear. Don't buy the colors. The colors are there for you to spend money. Quit doing it. Buy the clear. Just buy the clear in medium and extra small. You can make this. It melts. The Fitz tubing melts way better than Pro Tube. I love Pro Tube because I can put all the different weights and stuff like that. And it's super easy. I can just crank them out. But I also love this stuff. Can I not love two things? Why do I have to just pick one? I'm not going to do it. I won't. Okay. Fucking grapes, exactly. Alright, we got Slayer signs everywhere. Fantastic. Okay, so I half hitched, I burn it back. Now there's two options here. You can be lazy, which I do a lot, and I get this and I go, and I just cover it, and then I hit it with the light. It works fine. Sometimes it gets up on the materials. Again, I don't care. But for instructional purposes, we've got our shitty bodkin. You want to put enough on to where it doesn't drip off, if that makes sense. And then just Bob Ross it. Use it as a verb. And just kind of paint it on there. You're going to get about half. And then you're going to get a little more. That's fine. That's not that much. Rotate. And you're going to just Bob Ross. Oh, no, that. Okay. Touched in front of the tubes, that fucked it all up. Then hit it with the light. Again, if you enjoy tying flies, I was going to say if you tie a bunch of flies, but if you just enjoy tying flies, this is my selling point here. Not that fucking Loon does shit for me, but I love their stuff. If you enjoy tying flies, buy yourself an infinity light. I mean, just buy it. If you're like me, you try to like save money, but then you just buy crazy shit. Like you just spend a bunch of money. You're like, it's gonna come back. You're gonna go to work next week, right? Are you gonna go to work? Well, guess what? You're gonna make more money. So, I talked about this 2 weeks ago when I was tying. I am done just saving and saving and saving. There's no guarantee. I want to spend some of this fucking money. I want to buy tying materials. I want to go to the Skeena. I want to go to the Skagit with my buddies, which we're doing at the end of March. I want to go to Louisiana, which I'm doing immediately after. I am not going to be a 7-year-old dude that a lot of the guys that I took fishing in AK, living my glory days. I'm not going to do it. I refuse to do it. I'm in shape. I feel good. Let's get it going. So, pro tip from me, probably not great advice, but spend your money. Spend your money and go enjoy yourself. That's it. Okay, there's no mistakes, only happy accents. Bob Ross. Love it. Great quote. Thought of the importance of nail knots versus loop-to-loop connections for beginners. I don't know. Don't do nail knots. They're going to pull. If you're a beginner, then you're probably not going to tie a great nail knot anyways. Just get a loop to loop. Like if you have a line that breaks or you have a sink tip that breaks, and you're like, oh fuck, I should nail knot it. Well, if you're not on the river, come into the shop. Well, I'll fucking weld it for free. I don't give a shit. I'm not doing anything. Just bring it in to me. I'll fix it for you. No charge. So just don't nail knot it, because what's going to happen is that 30 pound is going to eventually pull through that fly line. Not if you're fishing for trout, which I don't care about. Everybody knows. But if you're fishing for sea run going fish, big fish, it's gonna pull through. So weld that loop and get it done. Or bring it in. Let me nail knot it for you. I mean, I have nothing to do. Okay. I think we're done here, people. It's 8:10. So what happens is you UV cure that, boom, everything's sweet. It looks good. That actually turned out pretty good. Somebody said I should auction up this fly or put this fly up for auction and donate it. I mean, what are you gonna get for this? Give me a fucking break. No one is buying this fly. Now, pardon me. What we can do going forward, there's a pretty good core group of people that watch this. I appreciate it, although I always say I don't. But it makes it enjoyable for me rather than just sitting here staring at a fucking light and a glass of wine with like nobody on there. So it's nice. But just for fun, maybe we could do something where we just give this fly away to the first person that comes in the store on Saturday. Whatever. First person through the store that says, oh, Friday Night Flies, they can get the fly. If you're coming to the store anyways, that makes sense. But don't go out of your way. Don't spend $10 on gas to come to the store to get a $4 fly. Just don't do it. All right, guys. I'm going to finish this glass. I'm going to go hang out with Skinny Bones. Thanks, as always. This is fun. It's good to get back in the seat, tie fly. We're going to do some bass bugs next week. Some kind of swim and jimmy patterns on a game changer platform. Just to do something different and keep it interesting. Anyways, thanks, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Appreciate it. And see you next Friday.